I made this intro because one thing that I believe God put on my heart was finding people with raw talent and giving them chances. Because I just believe, man, I was given a chance a couple times in my life, and I'll never forget it. You all know those people, right? People say, let's go, man. You're up next. Well, last year, I had the opportunity to meet this up-and-comer, and from the minute I saw him, I said, you know what? You're up next, dog. Here we go. I'm telling you right now, this is his moment. We had him pivoted to this room because he's about to shine on y'all. He came from nothing, humble beginnings. He's the epitome of everything I talk about. When your personal life is dialed in, your business skyrockets. You heard me? When your personal life is dialed in, it's just a reflection. So guys, his personal life is on fire. His business is on fire. He's a servant leader, and he's up next. So guys, I want everybody to give us a huge round of applause for Mr. Stone Shew. Let's go.
I got shit dangling.
Come on, baby. Come on, man. Bro, this is adversity. He's had it since the day he got up. What'd you get on your car today?
2 boots on my fucking wheels. My truck's still locked up in the parking garage. I got 3 mics on me, one's hanging, but we're good. What's good, everyone? How are we? How are we?
Give it up, give it up.
All right, so there's a few things I want to touch base on. I can come up here and speak about these slides that I worked on for you guys for, over a month. But in all honesty, these slides, I don't want to go off the script. I want to go off my heart. And I feel like how I live my life is a direct reflection of my business, and I believe that what I'm here to express myself to you guys for, it's my day-to-day. It's easy. It's on my heart. I live it. I want to be that provider. And so as I click through these slides, obviously growing and systemizing through discipline, get shit done. It's my motto. I get shit done. All of you guys do as well, I can tell. That's why you guys are here. And it's pretty crazy to me that I'm actually standing up here right now because this is something that's been in my vision for a while now. And the fact that, I'm on the stage and I got my virginity taken by a bunch of fucked up gutter guys, that's pretty cool. And to see all you guys out here supporting me, I'm grateful for it. I want to thank God for that as well. Can't ever forget that. That's the foundation of everything. If we're looking at, business, life, finances, relationships, fatherhood, whatever it is, it all starts on that foundation of the Lord. And if you keep him first, I truly believe you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. So discipline, that's what I'm talking about. Foundational element to all successful missions. The luck factor. I'm sure you guys have heard, wow, it must be nice. It is nice. It is nice to have discipline. It is nice to have a foundation that is unshakable to your core values. The common denominator to fulfill the abundant vision of yours, the perishable asset that drives results, the North Star for the fulfillment, the hardest trait to maintain. It's the easiest to avoid. It's uncomfortable. You have to consistently exercise that every single day. So, of course, it's going to be the easiest thing to run from. And that's what discipline's all about. Consistency is made no matter what. So what are you consistent at? What does that actually look like? So for me, my foundational pillars, I'm sure for most, if not, spiritual, physical, financial, mental, relational. That is truly what I believe is the foundational elements to where you're trying to go. I could come up here and talk to you guys about gutters. I could talk to you guys about business. But again, it is a direct reflection of where you focus your time and energy throughout your life. Spiritual being number 1. I truly believe that physical is the number 2. That is going to sharpen your mind. I don't know if you guys have heard, exhaust your body, tame your mind. That I'm a huge believer in that. That is where I find my sanity, where I find my confidence, where I find my peace. That's how I go through life, knowing that whatever may happen to me, whatever outside circumstances may arise, I know that if I am grounded with myself physically and spiritually, that to an extent, there's not much that's going to fold me. I haven't been dealt trauma, thank God. Blessed with that. Blessed of having a great upcoming as a child and growing into a grown man, as I've never been exposed to amounts of trauma. And so I can't speak for others that, may have that route throughout their life. I'm just speaking based off of my experience. So,
Right arrow.
Yeah, I'm clicking it. I click it. I just don't know. Put it. This slow to anger. So, intention and strategy. I base all my foundational elements around intention and strategy. How are you going to try to succeed or progress in something if you are not intentional and do not have a strategy? For me, 3 years in business, I was strictly relying on hustle and grit, perseverance, whatever may arise. I knew I was going to get through it, but I didn't really have much intention to try to drive business. It was strictly relying on hustle. And when I switched from that mindset of like, I'm better than every single one of you in here as a fucking gutter installer, because I am, but we're not going to talk about that. But the intention on the business, on how I actually took forward steps towards actually wanting to be successful within the business itself. And it really starts with your why. I'm sure you guys, what's your why? What is your North Star? What drives you forward? Why am I doing this? What do I have to do to achieve this? Who do I have to become to accomplish this? And when am I actually going to go all in? Because there's a lot of ways to talk about how you are going to do this and do that. But if you are not leaned in completely, then you're going to get thrown off path pretty easy. And the next one, strategy. Clarify your vision. Clarify where you want to go. Let's talk about how we are going to do the things that we're going to do. It's pretty cliche to say, but let's talk about setting your core values. Let's talk about defining your mission. Let's talk about what your vision actually is. Let's break it down, reverse engineer it, what it takes to build that actual masterpiece itself. Because there's a lot of elements in there that could be prioritized more than others, but again, you have to really focus on every single one of them. Look at it every day. Don't forget. Don't get distracted on the customer's mad about not receiving their estimate yet. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get their estimate to them. But let's not put that first before we really focus on what we're trying to do here. So intention and strategy, all foundational elements. That comes to, let's form the alliance. Your subconscious mind, obviously, it wants to do what is comfortable. It wants to do what's easy. That's what we are as humans. As we've been influenced by this exposure of the easy route and the access of how easy it is to get that, it allows for comfortability and settling, and all of a sudden you start forming these bad habits. You start forming things that do not go with where you're trying to go. And so forming that subconscious mind with your conscious decisions, that's going to allow you to exercise that discipline, exercise that consistency towards where you want to actually go. That's your desires, your thoughts, and your habits. Those have more of an influential impact on you than most aspects in life, because, right here, you have to control that. And so, by controlling that, for me, I keep my purpose. I keep it at the front. I know why I'm doing this. I know who I'm doing it for. And then I'm able to hold myself accountable to that so that if something does arise and it does try to throw me off track or it does throw me off the path, I'm able to hold myself accountable down to those foundational elements that I spoke about earlier. And basically, I don't have to say it's someone else's fault or say it's the circumstances' fault that I was dealt. I'm able to hold myself accountable as to what actually got me into that position to make this happen. And so I always say purpose and accountability breeds clarity. That is what we want. If we fuck up, we want to know why we fucked up. We want to know how it would have happened. And as business owners, we want to do everything we can not to allow that to happen again. If you are making the same mistake over and over and over, and it's always somebody else's fault, and it's always this, or this, it's probably you. Chances are it's you. And it took me, as in business, it took me 4 years to really figure that out as far as being a leader. And how many of you guys are owner-operator, do everything in their gutter business? Okay, and the rest are owners that are managers, CEO type. Okay, well, I have been in business 4 years, and 3 of those years, it was owner-operator doing it all. And anytime something went wrong, I always said, what the fuck are you doing? Why did this happen? What are you actually doing? And it was never my fault, and it took me reassessing myself and where my focus actually was to realize that 99% of the problems I was having was my fault. And as soon as I made that shift, that's when I turned into an owner, a CEO, a manager, and I had people starting to come to me wanting to work with me and for me instead of me begging to hire whoever, dudes off the streets. I've had shop dogs. That's what I call them, shop dogs. I've hired 2 people in my life that lived in my shop for a month because they didn't have anything and I needed a helping hand and I couldn't find anyone. And so as I made that shift, that allowed me to really develop the foundation within Gutters OK. And I'm sure you guys are like, why are your gutters just okay? I'm from Oklahoma. That's the initials, Gutters OK. It's not just some okay gutters. And so as I transitioned from ego company, Stone Co Downflow, to rebranding to Gutters OK, it seemed like as I rebranded and made that shift to, okay, I want to build this company for itself, not around me. I don't want people to contact me because they want to work with me. I want people to contact the company to work with the company. So how do I build the company to where it's attractive enough that anyone on the outside looking in knows that it's a no-brainer to want to use Gutters OK? And all this stuff I speak about right now is truly why we've been able to take Gutters OK from just a little, mom and pop shop to a real deal operation. And so, this thing's a little slow. But check this out. This is a couple little things that I'm able to hold myself and my team accountable with. Top left, you've got the job completion checklist. I think this is huge for the lead installers to be able to hit all their P's and Q's and try to mitigate as many callbacks as possible. I understand that sometimes homeowners aren't home or the contractor work that you're doing is for somebody that you don't actually know personal, but I believe that this is the best accountability system for them to have so that we can get on down the road to the next job. As you guys know, you gutter guys, hump and dump. That's the motto. We don't ever want to go back to it too. And so we just want the next one. So what are we going to do to not have to go back? That's going to be an accountability checklist. As far as for my new hires, I like to have the installation checklist, a step-by-step breakdown of what needs to happen. I mean, down to a T, so that way whenever I do have a unexperienced guy or have to move a crew around, I can hand them this checklist and say, okay, whatever the lead installer, Carlos or Daniel or Brad's not doing, this is what you should be doing. It allows the lead installer not to take their time off of their main tasks and drag a 2-hour job out into a 4-hour job. And they're able to just go back behind the new hires and check out their work. It's a little tough to see, but I do have incentivized tasks and commission opportunities for my lead installers because I truly believe that as a leader, building a team of leaders, that your lead installers are what makes business go. And if you don't value your lead installers, then your quality, your attitude and effort throughout the company, and your speed metric, I believe, is going to decline, and your operations aren't going to go as smoothly. So I value my lead installers more than just about anyone in the company. They are 20% to the truck, and they get 15% of that. I believe that that is the best incentivization for, or I guess allocation of commission route to them is definitely the best. And then now we're talking incentivize. If we're throwing 5 to the left, 5 to the right on the flyers and going 10 across the street, yard signs at the front of the neighborhood, entrances, intersections, not begging, but very, very pressing on getting those 5-star reviews, and just getting real intentional with the homeowner. You know, hey, it would mean the absolute world to me if you would go on Google, give me a 5-star review, mention my name. I'll be able to throw my lead installer, you know, $100, $200 or whatever that may look like, based on the job ticket that we're selling at. That goes a long ways too, because now not only is your business benefiting, but so are your installers. They have a rhyme or reason outside of just going to install a job. Is like, okay, how many touch points can we get for the brand, but also how much feedback can we build up for our company so that other people have that no-brainer decision to go with Gutter's okay. So 3 components to business, 3-part being for personal, you know, mental, physical, spiritual. But for business, the 3-part being is sales, operations, and finances. I haven't found any other better way to wrap my head around business because, as you guys know, business is the hardest thing that most people can attempt. And it can get overwhelming. And if you are moving through business and life with no intention and no strategy, sure, you can get some traction and you can start making some money. And yeah, okay, cool, we're getting up to that $1 million mark and things are going great. And then boom, all of a sudden, crash and burn, something happens and you have no idea why. You have no idea what needs to be fixed. You have no idea. You don't know your numbers. You don't know whatever it may be. How many of you guys have hit that crash and burn phase of business and like you think that everything's going great and then all of a sudden shit's in shambles? Yeah, me too. I wanted to give in, and I've spent probably a couple of handfuls of nights crying in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. when I'm like, fuck, I didn't send the fucking invoice, or fuck, I didn't caulk that corner. And everything else on the back end is in flames as well. And I'm just like, wow, why am I even doing this? Okay, well, it's probably some sort of issue that I have been avoiding that is the rhyme or reason as to why this is happening. So sales is your engine. I didn't even click the button. I don't know how it did that. Sales is your engine, operations is your steering wheel, and finances is your compass. If you're headed on a 2,000-mile trek, you're going to want to have an engine and steering wheel, and you're also want to have a compass. And if you don't have any of those things, you take one of those things out and you either deaden your tracks, or you're 1 degree off, or you're going the complete opposite way. And that's kind of how I like to visualize my business now, as far as what I'm actually doing for my strategy and how intentional I am. But efficiency, it's also a three-part being: optimization, delegation, and automation. I was a owner-operator, so to say, and I had none of those three. I probably couldn't even have told you how to spell any of those words when I was first starting out in business as just a good old gutter guy. And so when you break things down and simplify it like that, I believe it makes things much easier and you're able to get a grasp on things much easier, and it may seem more overwhelming in the beginning, but as you go on, stuff starts to make sense and you start to click and trial and error starts to pick up, and now you're starting to fix your mistakes and you're starting to not make those same mistakes again. You're starting to build confidence and you're actually getting real traction in business, and it's not just an ego-driven business that, hey, I can make a lot of fucking money. Okay, well, do you know how much money you're actually making? How many customers are you impacting? Are you changing lives out there? Is there other people that want to come work for you? Is it an attractive brand? You know, those are real things that come with actually breaking business down into different components. So for production, I have a production board that my office lady runs. I kind of knew that we weren't going to be able to see this shit, so you guys can come stand up to the screen if you want, or just take a picture and act like you can read it. But I like to have a very clear understanding on my weekly schedule and color coordinate things so that I know, how much revenue we're doing in services, repairs, and cleanouts versus installs, and really what our true margins are within those different job descriptions, so to say. And trust me, guys, I did not used to do this. I used to think this shit was fucking stupid. I just wanted it all on one board, and I just wanted to get as many done as I could. And now that I've broken things down, I have much more clarity. I have much more of an intentional strategy to be able to go forward with. And I'm able to kind of have that paper trail as far as what my week and my months and my years look like at the end. Seeing these new batteries. You definitely can't see that, especially for you old guys out there. My bad. Oh, okay. And so this is my 1 month right here of what we're doing. I could sit here and lie to you and tell you that I did 250,000, but I think we only got away with 102,000. This is like a couple months ago or something. But it's a breakdown. It's my blue is all my residential homeowner work, and my purple is contractor work. And I have a linear footage count, downspout count, guard count, revenue count, all on this spreadsheet, so I can really track what I'm actually doing, and match it up with my CRM to make sure that everything's kind of in line. I do think that you should audit your stuff manually with what is automated, because you could be relying on a number that is way out in left field. Yes, sir. Talk to me. Need new batteries? It does actually. So yeah, appreciate you killing the vibe. Nah, I'm just playing. So if we're, well, I don't even know what to say next because I don't know what my next slide is, but I believe to the next slide is going to be, what my gross profit is, obviously labor, materials, cost of goods, whatever you want to call it. Nice. And I'm able to identify what my gross profit is. I can throw in there my business expenses, divide it out by the week, honestly figure it out what my actual cost to do business is. I just started doing this like 6 months ago, I'll be honest with you, and the clarity that I've gotten from it has been a world changer. And I actually found out that when I did start doing it and I looked back, I think it was June or July, I got a little heavy on the operating expenses because I thought I was making $102,000 when really I was making negative $2,700. And that right there was the biggest, like, it was gut-wrenching, but it was like almost so glorifying to get that kind of clarity to see that top line does not matter as much as the bottom line does. And so here's some, little KPIs, but honestly, there's sales, financial, and ops, but I don't think we need these because Mr. Grant and Tim did you guys see the first page in your guys' workbook that you have? That shit was fucking fire. That shit was fire. And that right there is quite literally your steering wheel, engine, and compass to the business. If you guys do not go back and implement those things, you are totally missing the point as to why you even came here. Are we going to come here and network and get drunk and do whatever we want and go back and not implement anything? Or are we going to actually take things intentional, come up with a strategy, identify our bottlenecks as to why things aren't going as good as they are, or if they are going great, and how do we make things go better? It's still going to be the same principles as to getting yourself out of a hole or continuing yourself forward in that growth phase. And so, like I said, those really don't matter. They do, but mine don't matter. Grant and Tim's, those are fucking fires. Those matter.
Yours matter as well.
Okay, yeah, all lives matter for sure. And all slides matter too. But next. So here's this little chicken scratch bullshit that I have my meetings based around, and my guys seem to like it. You guys, I don't know what your opinion is on it. I don't really care, but I think you guys can take value from this, honestly. So I break things down to try to make things more efficient, make them simple. Let's go back to the chicken scratch, and unless that was just a special request to go back. So if you're in business to make money, you're in business for the wrong reason. The reason to be in business, for me personally, is to drive that customer experience through the roof for a plethora of things. It leads to referrals. It grows your revenue. It's just a snowball effect if you are striving to bring customer experience to the forefront of your business. But what actually defines customer experience? What does that look like as a company, as an owner, as a leader, as a provider, as a protector, as whatever it may be that you are in your life as a man or a woman? What's going to drive that customer experience? And for me, I was able to focus and center it around my employees' attitude, effort, and quality. Those are the three metrics that they can control no matter what every single day if you have leaders on your team to hold them accountable to what the actual mission is within the company. And that employee's attitude, effort, and quality define your company's culture. You guys hear culture a lot, I'm sure. Culture is like probably one of the most talked about things whenever you are just now prioritizing your business and figuring out what's important. People say culture this and culture and systems and processes and SOPs and whatever it may look like. Culture is a real thing, and I believe that is one of the main catalysts to my success in business. Now, I am no just business mogul up here trying to sell you guys on a course or some bullshit. I'm just a regular guy like you. I'm just a gutter guy. I am just a gutter guy that's figuring it out as I go. And as I've gone and figured this out through trial and error and mentors, like Grant and Tim that have their late nights talks with me. That sounded a little weird, but they're supportive. And guys like them are the reason for younger guys like me or fresh guys, regardless if you're 50 and new in business, that is what drives things forward, is having a mentor, I believe. And so back to what I was talking about, company culture. Your employees' attitude, effort, and quality is going to define that company culture, and it's almost like it is revolving around each other. Each one relies on each other. Your customer experience, employees' attitude, effort, and quality, and your company culture. And so what defines the employee's attitude, effort, and culture, or quality? It's blocked off there. I don't even know. It was like 2:30 in the morning when I was finishing up these slides, and I low-key did kind of just was like, fuck it. They won't even care. And so your employees' character, their vision, their mission, their habits, what they're focused on, what their priorities are, what their family's like, what are they actually doing outside of work? Where do they find fulfillment? And if you can break that down with them and be super intentional as far as what they truly want, I know gutter installers are probably just going to want money, and that's a lot of times all they care about. But there are individuals out there that have families, they have people that rely on them, they have kids, they have whatever it may be. They have a legacy to build on their own. And so if you can really get intentional with them and, again, come up with a strategy as far as what's going to drive my employees' fulfillment and satisfaction and define that with them, you're able to now serve them in a way that they have never been served before, and you are able to get people to buy in on your company, and that company now goes from your company to their company. And the more you can break that essentially family tree out as you go, the more stability that you're going to have within your business. And so that's the employee side of thing. We can talk about now the customer's experience. What do they value within that experience? Is it efficiency? Is it urgency? Is it the cleanliness, the organization, the trust? What are those things? What are your customers truly finding, being rewarded in based off their experience? What are they looking for? I'm sure all of you guys know what your customers are actually looking for. That's probably quality, speed, and probably honesty. Communication, exactly. Yeah. And so transparency. How do we automate, delegate, systemize things out of our hands that are going to actually fulfill a customer's experience? I call it offensive customer service. Paired metrics to success is quality and speed. If you add communication and honesty behind that, regardless if you fuck up or not, is that customer may not actually be out to get you like you think they are. They just want some transparency and honesty. Regardless if your quality lacks or maybe your speed lacks, I believe, like Grant said, is communication. That's going to be at the forefront of what the customer is looking for within an amazing experience. And so company culture. I believe company culture is defined off of customer experience, employees' attitude and effort, offensive customer service. That's going to be what defines the culture itself and keeps that revolving success chain, whatever you want to call it, going. One falls off, it's going to probably pull the other one away from it. Company culture gets whack. Okay, well now your employees' attitude, effort, and quality are going to be whacked because they fucking hate their job. They hate where they have to show up for. They feel like that they're just an employee in an hourly pay. They don't have intention within the business, and they feel like they're just getting used. So what does that lead to? Customer experience is now dog shit. And now you're getting a bunch of negative reviews, and your referrals aren't coming in, and now you're paying for leads that aren't even going to close because people go to Google and figure out, why you actually fucking suck. And so, whoa, is that a little too far? No? No? Back one? That it? Okay, cool. So what does it look like right now in your business? I want you to visualize what it looks like in your business where your biggest bottlenecks truly are, if it's sales, operations, or finances. What is holding you back from solving those issues? What is the main reason why you are avoiding the things that you are supposed to be doing? Take a deep dive as to what you are here for, to get an answer for, to solve for the bottlenecks that you have in your business. Because I know all of us aren't perfect. Gutter guys are almost perfect in God's eyes, but we're not. And we all have issues. We all might be battling the same issues. We all might have completely different issues. But I know that we all have issues within our business because I, with as much humility as possible, have a lot of fucking problems in business right now. And I would be lying to you if I came up here and said that I was just some fucking perfect business owner, gutter guy that has everything going for him and, is the biggest rock star in Oklahoma. That's not true because Ryan Nichols is sitting in front of me. He's an Oklahoma boy. But try to take what I said in the beginning and use that to your advantage to identify what is actually going wrong and figure out why it's going wrong. That's going to be, it's going to be the most painful, it's going to be the most uncomfortable thing as an owner to face because you've been going so long now without doing it. And so you've built these habits, you've built this consistency around, I can do whatever I want, not what I need to do. And if you're able to take the bull by its horns now, focus on why it's going wrong, and do everything in your power to fix those things and build the system around it being efficient going forward, then more than likely you're not going to have to continue having these same issues over and over and over again. And so I would ask one thing from you guys, and that would be to, as soon as you, regardless if you get up to your room, if you get home, just sit down and journal out what actually is going horribly wrong within your business and write down what potential solutions there may be. You can go one solution. You probably, once you write this down, you're going to realize how the problem was not the fucking problem. You were the problem. And you start to begin to have this mindset and these habits built to be proactive in your approach on making sure shit is not going wrong. Because a lot of us, I would have to bet, a lot of us in here have been reactive to the issues that we've been having in business. And if you can take yourself away from being that reactor and start planning, organizing with intention and strategy, whatever, blah, 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 and start being proactive, it's going to allow you to break those chains. You're going to set yourself free in a way that you never thought was possible as a business owner, because it can be overwhelming. You have life, you have kids, you have all these other things, and divorce, and whatever life throws at you, you still have to show up every single day in business. So why would you choose to show up and avoid the things that you know you're supposed to be doing and expect things to just click and get better as they go? It's not going to happen. That's the reality of things. So write down what your biggest issues are. Sit down with your partner or your business partner or whatever that may look like, and map those things out, because I promise you will find a solution much quicker than you actually thought. And by keeping those things up here and suffering, it takes a toll and it starts to compound, and that compound effect leads to decision making based off of emotions as far as what needs to actually happen, and you don't have the clarity in here to make that conscious decision as to what's really right for the business and not what you believe is right based off of your emotions. And so do those things for me. That's what I did. And when I did those things, it broke those chains, and it gave me this confidence and this soaring approach to business that I felt like I can accomplish anything. And now any problem that arises, I am able to sit back, calmly think about what needs to happen in order to solve this problem, and I'm able to have that clarity that I made the right decision based off of what happened. And so as we're wrapping up here, I don't have much longer. I think I've got like 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Yeah. And so I want to end this off with the fucking thank you, guys. I can be up here and I'm not an emotional guy, but this shit right here, man, this shit touched home because I am just a regular gutter guy. I am nothing that you guys are not. Excuse me. And whenever I'm in here with this room with you guys and seeing how intentional you really are about growing your business and how much you actually care about the gutter industry itself, you guys understand that we have a gold mine here. And if we all work together and collaborate and actually move forward with intention and strategy and collaboration, that we can take this industry to the next level, and we won't be viewed as a roofing component or a roofing industry. That's not what we are. We are by ourselves. We are the gutter industry as a whole, as one. And if we can start to form the alliance together and not knock each other down and have this ego mindset that I'm better than you, I know we can go tit for tit, tat for tat out there in the field and see who can throw a screw the hardest into some fascia. But in reality, we are all equal out there. This is a level playing field. And if we can take the same approach that we would take in a football game as a team and implement that into business for our industry, we can drive success for each other much faster than what you guys can do by yourselves or being a competitor to whoever's around you. And so, as I say this from the very bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I want you guys to really think about how can I make the industry better as well as making my company better. And if you have that growth mindset, I believe that us as company owners and gutter guys, we can completely change this industry. And so, really, that's all I got.
Hey,
that's all I got. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. A ton.
We appreciate that.
You're my guy. All of you.
I think you only swore once.
I don't cuss.
It is a gutter convention. Any questions for Stone before he gets out of here? Does anybody have a question?
Q&A?
Absolutely. Pass this
Come
right
on.
back.
Well, I was going to ask, how the heck do you get your neck so big? But then physical was right below God, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Carry a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Okay, yeah, probably all done.
I also have a twin brother, and that will do it. Getting thrown in a headlock every single day and having to pull him off you and beat his ass.
During the developmental stages of life, a lot of musculature patterns are set. So my question was, what is your why? I think it could be really helpful for a lot of us to hear you have this intensity, you've got this drive and this focus. It's not totally normal. It's more, you're carrying a lot more of that than the average guy. What is behind all of it? So you mentioned the customer experience.
Mhm.
What's your why for the customer experience? And I'm assuming you have a family.
Yeah.
So what is your why even behind family? Like if you really get way back into it, I don't know, like how far can we
I think the why.
Yeah. It goes back to a feeling that I get that I've had this whole time being up here is the ability to change someone's perspective and impact them to a greater rhyme or reason, and to help them understand how good life really can be. And it's my family. It's her back there. It's my babies. It's my twin brother. It's my mom. It's my dad. It's everyone that has supported me on the way. Is like, okay, how can I serve God and these people in a way that I'm called to? Because I'm sure a lot of you guys know that courage and bravery is it's a perishable trait. And if you don't exercise that, then you're selling yourself short and you are not doing what God has called you to do. And if you can voice that and get it across that, there's one way, and that is, I truly believe, God's way, regardless of what anyone else's beliefs are, is, doing everything in your power to make the world a better place.
That's good.
Let's give it up for Stone. Thanks, guys.
Good job. Thank you, guys.
You have to find the most gutterous guy you could.